Hi guys, today we're going to talk about the economic impacts of ride-hailing in Malaysia. But before we start, let me introduce our group. There are four people in our group, which is Wu Yifan, Gu Junhui, Han Zizheng, Chen Haoken. Now, let's move to Zizheng's part.
Hello everyone, my name is Han Zizhen. My teammate is Chen Ho Gan, Gu Junhui, and Wu Yifan. I will do the introduction. 15 years ago, past state of Malaysia for air transport e-hailing service did not exist in Malaysia. Today, current state of Malaysia for air transport uses book rides and make payments through mobile apps. It has reshaped the economic dynamic of Malaysia's for air transport market. Before e-hailing, Malaysia's traditional taxi was inefficient. Big problem was the lack of real-time coordination between driver and passengers. Consumers face uncertain wait time and have to wave down taxis, and drivers waste resources to find riders. And it makes the demand and supply didn't match. And the traditional taxi market also like a monopoly. All the drivers have little reason to improve service or make pricing clear. This lack of competition reduces customer surplus. Passengers often face fixed or unclear fares, while drivers keep more surplus. E-hailing plays a role that is a disruptive force.
I'm Elvis. Let's discuss information asymmetry between customer and seller in the past decade. This fundamental change was made by e hailing platforms not from regulatory overhaul, but actually done in practice. They gave customers upfront price and driver qualifications, which really changed people's lives. No more uncertain fares and unvetted drivers grinding at you from the dashboard. But such a massive welfare change meant no more uncertain fares. And while it may be true that any driver is better than none at all, an absolutely untracked driver without any kind of confirmation on itself has to be careful. No, not cause worse case results than it were originally imagined. As research by Rosenblatt and Stark highlights, a driver's income is managed by system they don't fully control, using metrics like acceptance rates. So while the last decade saw customer welfare soar due to transparency, producer welfare has become tied to a new, often stressful reality of digital surveillance and performance pressure. The second factor is development in market structure over the past 10 years. Before the entry of e-hailing, it was fragmented, but strong network effects led to market consolidation, such as Grab acquiring Uber's Southeast Asia operations in 2018. This transformed the structure to a closed oligopoly. This has been supported by figures which show that Grab owns an approximately 72% share of the market in Malaysia. The core impact is therefore to raise the entry bars and endo leading platforms with huge market power. The long view is grim. It might stifle innovation and mean, as it has done with slash subsidies and new service charges and higher price. So these same forces that drove growth are now creating a concentrated market, one that may ultimately undercut competition and the welfare of consumers. An important market mechanism to consider is government interventions through price floor, which occurs when the minimum fare that drivers are allowed to charge consumers is above market equilibrium, such as Malaysia in 2020 implemented this to ensure driver protection. The aim is to increase driver income, but there's a catch. At the artificially elevated price, there is less demand for rides for consumers, and at the same time, since the fare is high, it encourages more drivers to provide services. This discrepancy results in a surplus of drivers. Drivers will spend more idle time and become increasingly frustrated. In addition, the market is insufficient and there is now a deadweight loss due to those profitable rides that aren't occurring. However, it is duly criticized that even if well meaning, a fixed price floor may disrupt efficiency gains obtainable by the e hailing. It also risks reducing overall ridership, which would mean more pay per trip but fewer total trips for driver, reflecting the tension between social welfare goals and efficient market mechanism.
Thank you, Haokan. This is Yifan, and I will talk about the changes in consumer and producer welfare in this slide. With e-hailing, market supply increase. On my diagram, the supply curve shifts right from S1 to S2. So the equilibrium moves from E1 to E2, which means price drops from P1 to P2 and quantity rise from Q1 to Q2. For riders, that means shorter wait time, more choice, and lower average fares. So consumer surplus expanded. That's the shaded area above the new price. For drivers, the impact is missed. There are more work opportunities, but platform commissions are high and income can be unstable. When it comes to the net effect, the consumer gains are larger than driver losses, so total welfare increase in Malaysia's ride market. Now, this slide compares efficiency gains with external effects. There are 4 points in efficiency gains. First, allocative efficiency goes up due to the app matches riders and drivers faster, so there are fewer idle cars. Second, productive efficiency goes up. Out of vehicles and driver hours are used better. Third, overall welfare goes up because we get more complete rides and lower average costs for consumers. Fourth, technology improves the service by offer better UI, tracking, and payment reduce time costs and improve quality. When it comes to the external effects, there are 3 points involved thereof. We do see more congestion with more vehicles on the road. There is surge pricing at peak times, and there can be driver fatigue or algorithmic bias in pricing and job allocation. Last but not least, even with these costs, the efficiency gains outweigh the external costs. So, overall market efficiency improves. Now, let's move to Junhui's part.
Hello everyone, I'm Gu Junhui with teammates Han Zizhen, Wu Yifan, and Chen Houken. Let's start with my part. First, for policy recommendations, simplify ride-hailing licenses to cut driver costs, unify insurance standards to stabilize their surplus, and adjust the taxes higher for big platforms, lower or low-income drivers to prevent monopolies. For challenges, platform oligopolies hurt competition. Issues like right-of-way reduce efficiency, and high driver costs unbalance their welfare with consumers. Finally, for conclusion, ride-hailing boosts consumer surplus and efficiency, but lends toward oligopoly. Going forward, use a supply-demand model, break monopolies via competition, and adjust the surpluses with taxes to maximize total surplus. Thank you.